Guys, we're having a sit-down chat today with one of my buddies who wanted to remain anonymous. We're on.
We're on.
How are you feeling?
We should be right. Is it on?
Yeah.
I think we're on. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah, we're fine.
All right. What's up, legends? Welcome on back to another episode of Dear Katie. I'm here with one of my bestest buds, Gemma.
Hey guys, I'm Gem. Nice to meet you all.
Gem and I went to uni together, so we met maybe 5 years ago now.
Is it that long?
Yeah.
I'm old. It's fine.
Yeah, no, Gemma is really old. She's like my, no, she's not
No.
quite my oldest friend, but you know, you get
Leave in the comments below how old you think I am.
Yeah, who's older? But I thought today we'd just have a chat about how, Gemma perceived me as a person before and after finding out that I had mental health issues. Did you know beforehand, before I told you? Like, did you have an inkling? Or did you just...
That's a good question.
Yeah. We haven't thought this out at all.
No, we're totally just winging this. I guess I could notice a little bit of a shift in your personality. Like, you're a very, well, to me, you've always been very honest and very, brutally honest, but that's something that actually...
Brutal being the key word.
No, but that's something that you, me to you, as a person, I'm the type of friend that, I love when people just tell you how it is straight up.
Yeah. That's, and I do
yeah.
that.
And, at first, if I message you, you, reply really quickly, and then, over the couple of years, I'd send you a message, and then it'd be like, oh, 4 days later, I still haven't heard back. But, once you told me about, mental health issues and all that, it totally just made sense.
It made sense. Yeah. Do you think that at uni you could feel like you could know when I was faking it, when I was faking being loud and happy and or
I could, especially if I was with you in more of a social situation, and then not long after we'd be by ourselves, and I could tell that there was just that shift from when you were with me in a group.
Yes,
you would be a lot more bubbly and outspoken, whereas then as soon as we were out of that group setting, it was just a total this is exactly how I'm feeling. Not faking it whatsoever.
Yeah. So I've always been really comfortable with Gem, and just I've never felt like I needed to act around you. You would always accept exactly how I was, whereas if we're in group situations, it's much more it builds a lot more anxiety in you to feel you don't feel like you are able to just if you're having a shit day. I don't feel like I could be that in a group. Whereas one-on-one I feel a lot more comfortable, and I didn't ever feel like I needed to fake it as much around you. But can you remember, I can't actually even remember telling you I had mental health issues. I feel like it just happened.
No, I think we just... I don't remember there was literally a specific day or time. I can't remember. I can't be oh, it was this specific day at this specific time.
Yeah. I think you just kind of knew, and then I just accepted the fact that you'd already know. And then I think I probably didn't actually talk to you about it until I actually went on medication.
Yeah.
And was, the only other time I can think of having a direct conversation with you was... and I don't know if you'd remember it, but it's very clear for me, was the day after I had my breakdown, and I didn't think Connor was going to come home. And so...
Yes.
Yeah, so the day I'm going to have a sit-down chat with Connor as well, hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
But the day I had my breakdown of a night time, and Connor took me to bed, and I can't remember him coming to bed, and then the next morning he was gone before I got up.
No, I do remember you messaging me about this. 100%,
yeah. And I was like, he's not coming back. And then we had uni that day, and it was one of those 8-hour days. It was one of those massive stints, and I remember not taking in any of the lectures. Can you remember when we had 6 hours of lectures back to back, no breaks? There was that one
honestly,
semester.
I don't even think I took in half the information either.
And I just was no. And so I remember I was with you, Cece, and James that day, and all I said to you was, Connor's not coming home. He's not going to come home. And that day I know that you guys, that at all points in time, one of you was watching me. I don't know that you guys talked about it or did it purposely, but there was I was never left alone that day, and that was I really needed that, and it was obviously good for me. But after finding out that and obviously being very aware of it now, that I've had mental health issues and that it's ongoing, you know, and I am on medication. Do you think that's changed our relationship at all?
Honestly, like, I don't think it has, only because we had a really, like, solid relationship to start with. I mean, I guess it has in, like, smaller ways, just, you know, I feel like the biggest thing... No, but, like, I understand that now. Yeah. And for me, like, I don't see the point in, like, putting pressure on you. I kind of just, you know, if you want to come to me, I just let you know that I'm here.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever need me. Like,
yeah.
You know, I feel like, I don't know, personally, like, I haven't felt the need to, like, constantly message you being like, are you okay? What are you up to? And I feel like that's just going to put more pressure on you and more stress on you. So,
and I feel like I am pretty good at reaching out when I need to.
Oh yeah, you are. Yeah. And that's the big, like, that's one of the big things. It's like sometimes with mental health issues, you kind of get a gauge of the person, you know, if they're willing to openly talk about it or whether they're more reserved and, you know, aren't really going to say anything until you approach them about the subject.
Yeah.
Whereas with us, I felt like you've always come to me if you've needed anything, and I know that about you, so that, you know, makes me more inclined. I'm like, okay, you know, that's not to say that I'll never reach out to you and be like, hey,
you definitely
okay?
Do. Yeah,
but
you're very good at checking in.
Yeah,
but without being overwhelming.
That's the thing. It's like sometimes it's hard to, you know, if, you know, are you being like too, like, I guess, like overprotective of them or not enough, and, you know, so I guess for us, like, we've kind of just talked about it openly, and that's the biggest thing is like, you know, just have an open and honest discussion. And if you're really not sure what to do, honestly, probably the best thing you can do is ask that person, like, how can I help you? Like, do you need me to check in with you more? Do you need me to take the back step and be like, okay, I'm here if you need me, but you don't have to message them every second day being like, are you okay? What can I do to help?
Yeah. And I suppose that kind of leads me into my next question is, do you feel like I'm a burden?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
And I feel like a lot of people, that's a lot of the reason they won't reach out to people is they feel like a burden. And I do definitely feel like that sometimes, particularly with my family and with Connor. And, you know, if I'm having a really month-long patch that I'm constantly leaning on you guys, then obviously I feel like a burden then as well. But I had a psychologist tell me not long ago, if you had chronic diabetes, would you feel like you were a burden to your friends?
Really?
And obviously is no, you don't feel like that. So why do you feel like a burden when you have a mental health issue?
Yeah.
Because it's all health based. It shouldn't be, you know, a physical health is less
important than
mental health.
Yeah.
Or so I thought that was actually a really a really strong kind of correlation, I suppose. Yeah. What else do we need to talk about?
But see, backing off of that, I feel like, you know, if I came to you with a problem, like, I would probably still feel like, you know, I'm being the burden. So I get where you're coming from with that.
Yeah, yeah. But at the same time, and I feel like this is another thing is, like for me going to Gem, if I start to feel like I am that burden, then I need to take a step back and go, if Gemma was in this situation, I would want her to reach out to me.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know that's like the same thing. It's what would you want from your friends? So, it's something to think about. You never actually, you always feel a lot worse than what's actually happening. Gem's not going to care if I say I need to talk to you. Can we just have a chat?
Not. Yeah.
And then 9 times out of 10, I'm just like, can we just talk shit? Like I don't actually want to talk about what's going on.
I'm good at that as well.
So yeah. Do you know anyone else with mental health issues?
I've met a few people, but I guess not having as close of a bond, like more so acquaintances and things like that. And I've been aware of it, but not actually having one of my really close friends.
Yeah. 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 Have you ever been genuinely concerned about me taking my life?
It's probably crossed my mind like once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then in that situation, what would your advice be to people? Like if you felt like I was slipping, and someone who has got, you know, before we started actually openly talking about it, but you obviously knew that there was something not right. If someone else is in that situation, they're worried about their friend hasn't said to them, hey, look, I'm struggling. What do you think is something that they could do to help them? This is a really hard question.
Yeah, no, it's a hard question to answer because, look, honestly, you're not going to know what to do until you're actually in that situation yourself.
Yeah.
So, you know, there could be a whole range of solutions, I guess, and you're not going to know, you know, what works for the person, what doesn't work for the person until, you know, it's a bit of a trial and error, I guess.
And different time points as well.
Oh,
like
100%.
What worked for me 2 years ago, it's not going to work for me now. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess, you know, your options are, you know, just bring it up with the person. And I guess, like, you know, you don't have to be as direct if you're not comfortable doing it. It's literally the simple question of, how are you going? Are you okay? I'm here if you need me.
Yeah.
And just opening the conversation that way. And, you know, you'll gauge by their response whether they're, you know, willing to talk about it, whether they're a bit more reserved and not quite as open about the topic, and literally just go from there. Like, you know, you've got people who are like straight up like, look, this is what's going on, and you've got the people that are kind of, I guess, dancing around the subject. So if that's the case, you know, you might even like literally just be to them like, you know, I'm here if you need me, but there are other options, you know, if you do need it, like counsellors or things like that. So just letting them know that they're not alone, that they do have services available if they need them.
Yeah, for sure. And I suppose the other thing is, when I've been really low, has that changed your thoughts of being able to lean on me? Like, if you needed help, or like if you were stressed with uni or with work, do you still feel like you could reach out to me when I was not feeling great?
I felt like I could. Yeah.
And I feel like that's a misconception as well, is 100%. That when, you know, when someone is in, you know, the depths of their depression, or if they've got a lot of anxiety themselves, that they can't take on more. And I know that you know, it depends on what it is, but Gemma reaching out saying, I'm really stressed at work, that's not adding to my load at all. That's just something we need to talk through.
And like, if anything, I don't know if you feel this way, but if anything, I feel like it shows to you that, you know, we've all got something going on, whether it's, you know, something as simple as like, I'm stressed with work, or, you know, I'm stressed with trying to keep up with just life in general, or things like that. So it just, you know, I guess makes you more relatable and shows people that, you know, everyone's kind of going through their own thing. It might, you know, not be as, I guess, on a big of a scale, but, you know.
Yeah. And it kind of normalizes life again. Like, it really, really pisses me off when people, like, wrap people in cotton wool. If they have mental health, it's like, oh, we have to be, you know, be very, they're very fragile.
And you have to be, you know, cautious of what you say and cautious of what you do. Whereas with you, like, I've honestly just been straight up honest.
Yeah, it's pretty...
But for you, is having that, I guess, bit of normality a good thing?
Absolutely, yeah. I hate it when people... my mum and my dad really struggle with my mental health. They're brilliant, very accepting, but they do kind of worry a bit more than I feel like they should, and they are sometimes a bit too like walkie on eggshells, which is fine. Like, I can't imagine what it would be like to have a child and to know that they, you know, have at one point in their life wanted to end it. But it is very frustrating, because it kind of reminds you, I suppose, that you have got a mental health issue, whereas if you just kind of take day-to-day normal life, it's a lot easier to manage and to deal with. Yeah. What are we at? We're at 13 minutes.
That's pretty solid.
Do you have anything else you want to say? Any advice to anybody? Do you want to do a shout out to any of your other friends on the YouTubes? Anyone on Instagram that you want to... I have a pretty...
All my subscribers, like and comment down below.
Yeah, I have a pretty massive following, so... Wow. All of Gemma's friends, you need to subscribe to my channel, please.
Actually, please do. You'll learn some amazing things off this human. She's gorgeous.
Only sometimes. Not so much at night time. I'm not good at night, am I? No, I'm like a monster. I need to go to bed.
Me in the morning before I've had my cup of coffee.
Yeah. But, yeah, anyways, guys, any questions you have for either of us, shoot them through. You can message me or just comment below, and we will get back to you. But thank you so much for joining me, Gemma.
No worries.
I really do appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys soon. See ya.
See ya.